Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, coming to you from our studios at the Lansing Regional International Airport. And we're going to venture, I'm never sure because this guy's so much in transit. Ara Topouzian, our good friend, who is the CEO of the Venture Capital Association here in Michigan. Ara, where are you headquartered these days?
So I really can't tell you. No, I'm kidding. We're remote. We're remote at this point, Chris. And so I'm in my home, and our mailing address is Bloomfield Hills.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. But venture capital, I mean, people find you anyway because you know where
Yeah.
the money is, right? So
Yeah.
remind everybody about your association and what you do.
Sure. No. And so first off, Happy New Year. It's always good chatting with you. And this is always a good time of year to chat about venture capital and whatnot. So Michigan Venture Capital Association is a trade organization. We're membership based. Our members are venture capital professionals. They're funds, all different sizes. We've got some angel members, angel groups, economic development organizations, universities, and then a group of service providers. And these are private companies that really work in that venture capital space. All in told, close to 100 organizations belong to MVCA, which represents probably around 400 to 450 individual members. And what we do as a trade association is a number of things. Obviously, the first one is networking and bringing the community together. We do that constantly. That's a stronghold of what we do. Advocacy, constantly educating and outreach to stakeholders, Michigan legislators, to let them know the importance of venture capital because it is indeed very important. We do data research as well. That also helps on our advocacy efforts. And then if we have time today, our Venture Fellows program is a great program that we got back last year, thanks to the assistance of the Lieutenant Governor, and we're still doing that. So that's who we are in a nutshell.
Hey, talk a little bit about that program because that is
Yeah. So the Venture Fellows program is a program that started, long before I got here, but it ran out of funding at a certain point. And so for several years, we didn't have funding for it. What the program does is it allows our members and venture firms to hire newer associates or analysts, and then us as MVCA help them with the salary basically for portion of the salary for the first couple of years. Essentially that's what we do. We also though provide the fellows education and resource during those couple of years. So it's not a fellowship per se. The firm has to hire the individual, and then they apply for a grant.
Well, and I love the Lieutenant Governor. Gilchrist, of course, is a business guy first.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have that perspective in that position.
Yeah, he totally gets it and understood the point of the program. And so we're happy that we have that. We placed 5 fellows within the first year. So that's excellent. And we're going after additional funding. Our initial $500,000 that we got from the state of Michigan is spoken for. So we're going after additional funding so that we can, put more people to work. I mean, this really is, bringing in new investors to the fold, and, hopefully they'll stay here in Michigan and then they will, start their own fund. So yeah, it's got a great purpose to it.
That certainly does. Hey, highlight from 23.
Highlight of 23 was I couldn't wait for 24. How's that? it was a good year. I mean,
Well said.
we really took the time to look at ourselves internally to see who we are, what do we need to be doing, and really launching. I mean, it's sort of tongue in cheek, launching into 2024. We've got a solid game plan of how we're going to operate and move forward. So I really am truly excited for this year. But it was from the work that we did last year, a lot of it.
It's interesting when you ask somebody, how'd you do in 23? The next obvious question is, what are you anticipating? Is the amount of venture capital and venture capital funds coming into Michigan? It was at a pretty heavy rate pre-COVID.
During COVID, it was still doing pretty well. And then I think in the last year or so, it normalized a bit. And I think fundraising in itself has been difficult for funds. We're hopefully going to do another research report and we'll actually see how that goes. But everything is kind of leveled out a little bit. But hey, it's Michigan. And I think we've got great things going on here. We've got a wonderful pipeline of founders and entrepreneurs. We've got some great venture funds here. So we hope to highlight the work that they're doing throughout this year.
Excellent stuff. It is. Thanks so much for joining us as always. Ara Topouzian, thanks so much for what you do through as the executive director of the Michigan Venture Capital Association. And we'll be back with you. You know we will. We're not going to let you rest.
No, I know you won't. I look forward to it. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman, and we'll be back with more.